know why I'm not getting why the thing, I'm just gonna listen up here. The link's not on my calendar anymore. Just delete you and send it again. Just like all of them.
There's 10 people in the waiting room.
Some people may have wanted, be careful when you click on, because some people may have sent the link to others for family to be included. I don't have that information.
There's Leah, Tony, Anthony.
I think Leah's had people. Leah sent it to people.
Anthony.
Hi, Judge.
You
Doing great.
clicked on the wrong one. So there's Claudia. We're gonna do Maria's first, right?
Judge, I think Macy is going to be there in person, by the way, for that.
So tell me
Well,
who's in the link.
we locked her out. I don't know how she's gonna get in here.
She'll, you come have a seat right here for me.
All right. Is Macy handling Miss, is it Schilt?
The one that is.
I believe so.
Is she supposed to be in here in person?
No, none of them are. They've been told that, but.
I think I'll be able to handle it.
Yeah, I think it's just a competency thing that's agreed to
Okay.
that I don't have an order for.
Oh, sure, you said it was.
All right, Judge, I'm ready to proceed whenever you are.
Okay, so you're gonna handle the,
Yeah. I'll just handle the hearing with Maria too,
okay.
or as well.
Is there a motion filed?
Judge, I believe this is a hearing to confirm that the expert's finding that Diane is not competent to stand trial and that she needs medical treatment.
What's
And-
the case number?
It is
003-83378-2022.
All right. And I do have a copy of the evaluation of competence to stand trial. Miss Schilt.
Yes, sir.
And it looks like at this point you're let's see.
I can stand trial.
Yeah, you can, once a doctor says you can. Right now, the doctors don't believe you are at the point where you're ready to stand trial. So, and based upon that, I have a report that says that you're at this point not competent to stand trial. Because of that, we have to figure out what to do with you. Does the state oppose the competency finding?
The state does not oppose the competency finding, Your Honor.
And Judge, I just want to update you. This is the email that was sent out by Elise Ferguson to both you and to council. I don't know if you have a copy of that.
Well, Elise is here right now, so.
Oh, okay. It's from September 7th and basically indicating that the state hospital currently have a wait list of about 2,500. And
That's the problem. At this point, unless we find somewhere for her to get treated, and what we might look at is I think a civil type of commitment. Is the state, is this a class A misdemeanor?
that's correct, Your Honor.
The state doesn't have to dismiss the case until a year is up, so. Unless we can work out something down the road where we can get her into a civil type commitment, we'll just have to. She can't stand trial at this point, so she'll have to be kept in jail until we can find some other way to treat her. So, but I'm going to find that she is incompetent today and find that.
And Judge, I believe in the chat, there's Diane's family that are currently in the waiting room. They want it to be updated on what's going on.
Well, you can let them know. I mean, there's nothing I can do at this point because she's not competent. So,
Can I see
Okay.
what's that?
can I see my family?
They can come visit you at the jail, but that's about all we can do at this point. So,
So at this time, Judge, let me just understand. So at this time, the court's finding that she is incompetent to stand trial. And we're going to try to see if there is any place other than the state hospital in which we could commit her for treatment.
but
But
usually
if-
it requires no criminal charges pending to go on a civil commitment,
I see.
if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. So does that mean that if the family is able to locate some type of treatment center on their own, then I could then approach the state in requesting that they dismiss the cases so that she can move forward, or I'm not quite
Or
sure.
if something like that comes up and we can figure it out, we could possibly give her a bond to release her into some sort of treatment facility. But it'd have to be a pretty secure treatment facility.
It's my understanding from the family that they do not have any
Funds.
or alternatives yeah.
Which are her family members? There's a Diane and a Victor.
Yes, Diane Jolly, I think is the name.
Well, I have a Diane or a Victor.
Diane.
Victor is my ex-husband.
Do you want him on here?
Sure.
Okay. I wouldn't bring him in real fast just to let them kind of know what's going on.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Judge.
I have a phone number from somebody. I don't know who that is.
I believe that's her sister. Nina
Okay.
Cook.
Okay. Nina Cook's a sister?
Yes, and I'm her sister as well. I just didn't want to interrupt.
Okay.
But I was the only one that was able to join until it looks like they are joining now. Thank you.
Nina's also a family member?
Yes, she's a sister.
Okay, let me get her in here.
Judge, is there an option? I don't know if this individual, we could review it for outpatient competency restoration in the event that there's somewhere stable for to live in the county.
Right.
I can put that on.
Let me get all the people in here and we'll kind of tell them what the plan is. Victor's not coming in for some reason. There he is.
Thank you.
Well, Victor and Diane's, they're not hooking up for some reason. But anyway, here's what we're talking about doing is maybe once we can find a place to live and a place to get treated, we might be able to grant a bond to get her out of the jail, because frankly, there's not much going to happen in the jail other than sitting there and waiting to be protected, and the world will be protected, but she'll just sit there and probably get worse if we don't get her some help. So, but for right now, I'll find her incompetent. I will, we'll revisit this once y'all can figure out what we can do to get her some help if we can. And then we'll try to get her out and get her some help. Okay.
Judge, just the recaps so the family understand what's going on.
I don't think they're actually connected. I know Nina's connected now, and
so is Victor.
But Diane did not connect up.
Yeah. So at this point, Judge, it is my understanding that the court has found my client Diane Schultz to be incompetent to stand trial, and at this point, because the case is pending in the court, she will remain in jail until a placement could be found for her to get treatment for her in order to help her regain her competency.
Right. We'll probably do some outpatient type competency restoration.
If there is no place that could be found by the family or by the court, then she will remain in there and wait for a bed to come open in the year that this case is will be pending in the court.
Yeah.
So if within the year we're still unable to find any places for her to be treated, then the state will then dismiss the case and she will be released. And then the medical treatment basically would be something that the family needs to help in obtaining, and not just from the court, because our resources are fairly limited. Is that my understanding, Judge?
Yeah, that's about all we can do. I mean, it's not a good world right now.
Okay.
The hospitals are full. So.
I just want to make sure the family understands that.
You know, I think everybody's on now, so I think hopefully everybody heard that and can know what to do. Miss Moody definitely was here the whole time, so if you can relate that to people, if y'all have any questions, talk to Maria. Yeah, did you have anything?
If I could ask a question, so like for a bond for her to be let, is that like, is there a standard, is that like a fee, or what does a bond mean? Is that something like a bail bond, like that type of a thing? Is
right. That at some point we could consider, is this a assaultive offense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the problem. I still think there's a rule that kind of prohibits us from granting PR bonds on assaultive type offenses. So
the challenge is, I think, is, you know, we don't want her in jail. Obviously, that's not a safe place for her, and it's not good for her mentally. But also, if she's out, she's not stable. You know, she needs to be at a place, a rehab, some type of place where she could become stable with some medications, with some, you know, with someone monitoring her, which, you know, so I understand both. It's not a safe world either way, but, you know, so I guess we're just trying to, and then knowing that otherwise it would cost a fortune, almost college tuition, right, for her to go away to a facility for us to pay for that.
yeah.
Is there a way that she could be more psychiatrically monitored so that she could become stable there, I guess, at the prison, or how does that?
Yeah, that's the problem is we don't have enough hospitals right now and hospital beds. And because of that, there's not a good answer. I mean, she's on a waiting list now. She'll be put on a waiting list to get to a hospital, but by the time the year is up and her charges will have to be dismissed, she probably
She still probably won't be stable, right? So
she won't be in a hospital by then. And so the case just is a delay process because she's not able to stand trial yet. So
She's in trial. She stepped out for this.
so anyway, we'll look into it. I mean, Maria will stay on it. We'll help Maria as best we can to try and find something. But for right now, all we can do is find her incompetent and hold her safely until we can find some other way to help her. So, all right.
I have a question,
Okay.
if that's okay. So you're saying there's not any facility at all right now that she can go to where she'll be safe
Yes.
besides the state hospital?
Besides the jail right now, the state hospital is full right now too.
Yeah, so there's no other facility that someone can
No.
go to with medication or things?
Not right now.
No?
No. I mean, she could find a private facility, but that's very expensive. So
I can pay
Well,
for
she
it.
does have insurance. She's got Medicare insurance. And I understand why she couldn't, I know there's like a list a mile long of different places they have suggested. I don't understand why she couldn't go there and negotiate, we could negotiate her Medicare or whatever the expenses.
well, y'all would have to work that out privately. So if y'all can get together with Maria and get that worked out where there's a bed available for her, that they'll accept her, we might be able to look into that and get her out on a bond to go to a place like that. The problem is most of those places aren't secure. So, all right.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Yeah, we don't feel comfortable about just going home because we feel like that if we were to go someplace, she would, she'd leave and she'd stay.
I understand.
So
Work with Maria. Maria will be in touch
That-
with you and try and figure out something. Okay. Good luck.
Maria,
Thank y'all.
okay, thank you very much.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes. So we have whoever Kim Laster's client is.
Yes, Judge. Cardwell.
I'll get some. Who's your client?
Spencer Cardwell.
Okay, let me find the little thing. There it is. All right. Mr. Cardwell, if you would raise your hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
I do.
And I do have a copy of the mental health assessment. I'm going to consider that for the purpose of hearing. And you can go ahead and call your client if you wish to.
Thank you. I'll call Spencer Cardwell.
Hey.
Mr. Cardwell, you and I have talked a little bit about a couple of diagnoses that you have for mental illness. Is that correct?
Yes.
What diagnoses do you have?
I suffer with panic disorder, PTSD, manic depressive, and borderline bipolar disorder.
And in the past and currently, have you taken medications for each of those 4 disorders?
Yes, I have.
Are you currently taking some medications for mental illness in the Collin County Jail? Is that right?
I am.
Now you and I talked about this. You were not taking those medications at the time that you were picked up. Is that right?
No, I was not.
If the judge is willing to let you out on a mental health bond, are you willing to take those medications as prescribed and only those medications?
Absolutely.
Okay. You have spoken with some people about a potential plan if the judge allows you to leave on a mental health bond. Is that right?
Yes.
Where is it that you're planning to go if the judge grants your bond today?
Dallas Life.
And is that a homeless shelter in Dallas?
It's a combination rehabilitation center too.
They actually have services, is that right, for substance abuse and mental
Yes,
health?
long term, yes.
Okay. And in the future, how will you be able to get to appointments, either with Dallas Life Homeless or when you need to come up to court to meet with the judge once a month?
Well, I've usually used the DART train and D-Link, which takes you from Parker Road Station in Plano to wherever you want to go.
Okay. Do you also have a bike that you can use to kind of
Yeah.
bridge the gap? Okay. And as far as a phone goes, you do not have a phone, is that right?
No, there's a
Is
phone
there-
there.
Okay, at Dallas Life Homeless
Yes,
that you can use. Okay. And you understand you have been charged with a state jail felony, but you have a $10,000 bond. Can you make that bond?
no,
Okay. Do you promise the judge that if he grants your bond today, that you will follow up with all appointments, that being mental health and substance use, if you're let out?
absolutely.
And you understand that you have to call Tony once a week and you have to show up into court once a month as well.
Yes.
Okay, I'll pass the witness.
Any questions from the state?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Anything else from defense?
Nothing else from the defense.
Anything else from the state?
We'll defer to the court, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Cardwell, we're going to get you out on bond. You got to do what you said you're going to do. You've got to eat,
Yes.
take only the medications that you're prescribed, nothing else, okay? You'll
Yes, sir.
come to me once a month. You'll talk to Tony almost every week, hopefully every week. And she'll let you know what's going on. If you need help with anything, make sure she knows. If there's any recommendation for inpatient, make sure you do what the recommendation is, okay?
Yes, yes, sir.
Do you have any questions or anything?
Not that I can think of at the moment, no.
Tony,
Thank
did
you.
you want to share anything?
Yeah, Spencer, I just wanted to introduce myself and also let you know that when you get released, you should find a folder in your property.
Okay,
Inside that folder is going to have my card so that you know how to get in touch with me. And please let me know, give me a call tomorrow and let me know that you made it to Dallas Life Foundation, okay?
okay, great. Thank you very much.
Good luck. We'll see you soon.
Thank you very much. Kim, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Judge. Be excused.
See you later.
Thank you.
Can we have whoever Leah's client is?
What's Leah's last name?
Milezova?
Okay. Andrea.
Turkios? Yes. All right. This is it Andrea Turkios?
Andrea
Tercio?
Turcios?
Yes.
Right. And I do have a copy of the mental health assessment. Did you want to call your client and testify?
Yes, please.
All right, if you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Please state your name for the record.
Andrea Turkios.
And now, Ms. Tercios, I'm going to ask you some personal questions, but this hearing record will be sealed at the end, okay?
Okay.
Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental health issue?
Yeah.
What is your diagnosis?
Anxiety and depression.
When did you receive the diagnosis?
In August of 2021.
And where?
At Homeward Bound.
Were you given prescription medications?
Yeah, I was.
And
Oh,
It froze.
you froze for a minute. Leah,
yes.
you froze up for a minute.
Oh, sorry. Did you take the medications and for how long?
What did you ask, what type or how long I took them?
How long did you take them?
Oh, I took them for about for 2-3 months, and then I stopped
Why did you stop?
because I relapsed on drugs.
Okay. Do you have a problem with opioids?
Yeah, I do.
Have you detoxed since you've been in jail?
Yeah, not here at Dallas County.
Okay. Were you even aware that you had a warrant out for your arrest?
No, I wasn't aware.
You were surprised?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. Now you understand though, if you were to get a mental health bond, you can't do any illegal drugs.
Right.
You have to take the prescriptions that are prescribed to you, if any are.
Okay.
You have to call Tony Fox once a week. And I don't see her on the Zoom, but that doesn't mean she's not.
She
Okay.
froze up for a little while.
Okay. And you would have to come to court once a month to check in.
Okay.
And you'll get a handout with all of these instructions. Do you have the ability to get transportation to court?
Yeah, I do.
And how are you going to do that?
My mom.
Is that where you'll be staying?
Yeah.
And when we first talked, when you were arrested or when you got to Collin County, you had confided in me that you were pregnant. Is that still the case?
Yeah, I'm pregnant, so.
Okay. And so you, sorry, you'll have a phone. You'll have transportation to get to any appointments that you need to make.
I didn't hear the first part of it. I just heard the last part, the transportation.
Do you have access to a telephone?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I apologize. I think that's all I have for this witness. I'll pass the witness.
Anything from the state?
Just briefly, Your Honor. Ma'am, you said you were going to go live with your mother. Should you be given this PR bond? Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but honestly, after like a week or so, I want to like check into like Nexus Treatment Center.
Okay. So you don't think you'll stay there the entire time?
Well, when I get out of Nexus, I'm gonna probably go to like a sober living.
Okay. You said your mom would be the primary transportation for you. If you don't live with your mom, how would you get to and from your court appearances?
My mom would still take me
Okay. And where does your mom live?
in Plano.
Plano. Okay. And are you receiving any medication since you've been in jail?
No, they haven't. Well, I only get prescribed like my prenatals and stuff like that, and I am on methadone right now.
Okay. Are you getting anything prescribed for your mental health?
No, they never prescribed me anything.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Anything else from the defense?
Just in closing, but no other questions. There's not a lot of mental health history, but it's not a complete mystery. And now that she's detoxed, and with the help of Tony Fox, she can get better mentally and physically. But that's all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else from the state?
I'd just like to read the criminal history into the record, Your Honor.
Okay.
In 2018, she was arrested for driving while intoxicated, Class B, and sentenced to 6 days in jail in 2019. In December of 2019, she was arrested within a span of 3 days twice for a DWI second. She was sentenced concurrently on both of those to 60 days in jail. In November of 2021, she was arrested for tampering or fabricating evidence with intent to impair before the prosecutor's office rejected charges. In 2021, she was arrested for resisting arrest or search. In that case, appears to possibly still be pending in Dallas. In January of 2022, she was arrested for possession of a controlled substance in Richardson, with that case appearing to still be pending in Dallas before we are here on the cases today.
Okay.
The state rests and close.
Tony, have you all looked into Nexus for her?
Not yet, sir. What we can do is have LifePath evaluate her.
Okay. Because I think I would rather her go straight from here to Nexus if we can.
Okay.
And I think it'd be easier to get her into Nexus through us rather than her out there trying to do it on her own.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to deny the bond this time and take it under advisement. We're going to try and get you into a Nexus program almost immediately so we can get you transferred from jail straight to Nexus.
Okay.
And then you'll be required to do the Nexus program, any aftercare, and they'll get on that and get that figured out for you. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Maybe excused.
See you. Bye.
Johnson. Leave your paperwork over.
Maybe excused.
Yes, ma'am. See you later.
See you. Thank you.
All right.
Harrison has Johnson.
Yep. She's here. There we go. All right, this is Creighton Johnson,
Yes, sir.
and you're charged with aggravated assault, deadly weapon. And I do have a copy. Of the
Actually, Judge, if I may, that case has now been filed in court 4 as a misdemeanor assault.
So it's no longer an aggravated assault, deadly weapon.
Correct.
That'd be weird to put it in court 4. Okay, so it's just is the bond still 15,000?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I do have a copy of the mental health assessment. And did you want to call your client and testify?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you would raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear or affirm testimony about to give be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so be God.
Yes, sir.
All right. You can go ahead.
Mr. Johnson, first off, when we discussed requesting a mental health bond, we had your brother was trying to see you in the jail so that you all could make arrangements, but was not able to do that on Saturday. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the jail was on lockdown, and you
Yeah.
weren't able to talk to him to finalize plans, and so he's not here today because you all haven't been able to visit. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're requesting a mental health bond. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And your plan is to seek mental health treatment at LifePath. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you currently, what is your current living situation?
Currently, well, before I was in here, I was homeless. I have my mom's apartment. I didn't want to give that address up because I didn't want to go back there because she passed away, and there's a lot going on with that, and I didn't want to stay there. But if I have to, I have to. But other than that, it's still homeless.
So you have the ability to go live at your mom's apartment?
That's what I was going to talk to with my brother about the key and all that. But like I say, the facility was on lockdown.
And where is her apartment?
703 Bumpus, McKinney, Texas, at Manor House. They changed the name a couple of times, but it's 702.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, it's okay. I just needed to know. It's in McKinney, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And have you ever received mental health treatment in the past?
No, ma'am.
Okay. With regard to arrangements like to have somebody come pick you up and those kinds of things, have you been able to make those arrangements with your brother at this time?
No, not my brother, but as soon as I'm able to use my phone, I have people I can contact.
So your plan is to be released on the mental health bond, and then once you're out, contact somebody to come get you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm not going to walk.
Okay. Okay. Pass the witness.
Any questions from the stage?
Mr. Johnson, when were you first diagnosed with mental health issue?
When I came to jail, I was assessed. I don't know what week that was, but it was like shortly after, I think.
Do you know what your diagnosis was?
It was, I think she said delusional.
Okay. And you had never been diagnosed with anything in your past?
No, sir.
Okay. And are you getting any medication since you've been in jail?
Yes, sir.
And it is your plan, if you're given a PR bond, to possibly go live at your mother's old house or
reside somewhere in.
Okay. And you don't have any way of providing your own transportation, do you?
Yes, I mean, I ride a bike though, but like I said, I have contacts I can contact to take me anywhere I need to go.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Anything else from defense?
On arrest.
Anything else from the state?
I'd just like to read the criminal history into the record, Your Honor.
Okay.
In 2005, the defendant was arrested for tampering and fabricating physical evidence, and those charges were dropped by McKinney PD. In that same incident, he was arrested for possession of a controlled substance. Penalty group 1, he was given 3 years deferred. 3 years later, he was extended 4 more years, and then he was eventually revoked and sentenced to, he was again revoked and sentenced to 10 years straight probation before he was eventually revoked and sentenced to 120 days state jail. In 2011, he was arrested for failure to ID and sentenced to 30 days in jail. In 2012, he was arrested for Class B theft of property and sentenced to 17 days in jail. In 2012, again, he was arrested for Class B theft of property and sentenced to 30 days in jail. In end of 2012, he was arrested again for Class B theft with the previous conviction and sentenced to 30 days in jail. In 2013, he was arrested for resisting arrest or search and sentenced to 40 days in jail. In 2013, he was arrested again for theft of property, and that charge was actually enhanced to a state jail theft with 2 previous convictions. And he was sentenced to 200 days in jail. In 2014, he was arrested again for tampering or fabricating physical evidence. That case was ultimately dismissed by the DA's office. And subsequently, he was arrested for evading arrest and sentenced to 70 days in jail. And in 2017, he was arrested again for possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, and sentenced to 8 months in state jail before being arrested on the case we are here on today.
Anything else?
Nothing for the state. Rest and close.
Any argument from the state?
Due to the criminal history and the uncertainty of his plan upon release, we would oppose a PR bond at this time.
Yeah, I don't think the plan's that good. I think the criminal history is too much, and the nature of the current charges are a little much too. So I'm going to deny bond this time. Good luck. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
See you later. Why do you say F you?
If
You said F you. I heard.
it's the one,
Oops.
the thing.